16 people displaced after an apartment fire in Vanier.
If there wasn't a working smoke alarm, these residents wouldn't have made it out.
My mother, she carried the babies. My wife carried other babies. I took the last one out directly, nothing else.
A reminder of how shockingly quick a fire will spread when doors are left open. Breaking the cycle.
We know that if we see less people needing to access our shelter, then our solutions are working.
The mayor's ambitious plan to eradicate youth homelessness by 2030. And he appeared in more than 50 Hollywood films.
My mother? Okay, oh, Mrs. Bratter, yes. Mr. and Mrs. Bratter.
A charismatic actor and Oscar-winning director. Robert Redford's legacy as the legend passes away at 89. Good evening. More than a dozen people are displaced tonight after a fire tore through a Vanier apartment building early this morning, leaving behind extensive damage. The flames spread quickly as residents scrambled to get their children and pets to safety. Firefighters were called to St. Denis Street shortly after 5 a.m. Flames and smoke were pouring out of the building when they arrived. CTV's Austin Lee spent the day speaking with residents and neighbors. Joins us live with more, Austin.
Well, Patricia, as you can imagine, residents that I spoke with are still in shock, and they're also thankful for firefighters who arrived just 3 minutes after the first 911 call. Now they're trying to pick up the pieces and, with the help of the Canadian Red Cross, find a new place to call home.
We don't know what to do. We are like, where are we going to have another house? Where are we going to live tomorrow? How are we going to have another apartment? I don't know.
A chaotic morning for Lionel Kitio and his young family. His mother, his wife, and their 3 children, an 11-month-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old, all rushing out of the building at around 5 a.m.
My mother, she carried the babies. My wife carried other babies. I took the last one out directly, nothing else.
Kitio says he woke up to see flames in his living room, and within mere moments, the entire room was engulfed.
Smoke everywhere, like no way to even see the road.
No one was injured, but all 16 residents are now displaced, 11 adults and 5 children. 2 cats are also unaccounted for.
If there wasn't a working smoke alarm, these residents wouldn't have made it out.
First responders not only emphasizing the importance of working smoke alarms.
That apartment, the door was closed. You can see the door itself and everything is burnt. But if you look inside, you can see that everything is pretty okay in there.
Fire officials say keeping doors closed to act as a fire barrier is crucial to limit flames from spreading.
And this is the difference door being closed and open can make. So you can see this one was open, and you can see the damage compared to the one we just saw.
In this case, an open door is what led to this extensive damage in the stairwell. The fire then spreading to other units. For Kitio, he says he's thankful for the community's support.
Many neighbors who try to help us, also the Red Cross, everybody, the pompier, the firefighter, the police.
An investigation into what caused the fire is ongoing. Fire officials are also reminding people to have a clear emergency exit plan in place and to ensure there's a working smoke alarm in every bedroom. Patricia.
Absolutely. The pictures of that damage just wild. Austin, thank you for this tonight. CTV's Austin Lee reporting live for us. You can scan the QR code on the bottom of your screen to link to us online or visit ctvnewsottawa.ca. We have more details on that apartment building fire in Vanier. Well, on the heels of the federal government's announcement of a plan to build homes on federal land in the city, Ottawa's mayor is now making his own pledge, vowing to end youth homelessness in Ottawa by 2030. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on this. Caitlin.
Patricia, while no specific measures were announced today about how that goal will be achieved, advocates say the goal is ambitious, saying prevention and diversion will be critical in breaking the cycle of homelessness before it starts.
On any given day, dozens of teens are left without a place to call home. Ottawa's mayor now pledging to bring that number to 0.
Today, I pledge to end youth homelessness in Ottawa by 2030.
He says prevention and diversion will be key, noting nearly half of adults who experience homelessness were first homeless before the age of 16.
It's no secret in the city of Ottawa that there's this need. We run pretty much at a full capacity, 365, with maybe some fluctuation.
The city is partnering with groups like Youth Services Bureau and Operation Come Home, which is already moving teens out of shelters and into housing, aiming to house more than 170 young people this year.
We rent units from landlords and we sublet them to youth under occupancy. And it's fantastic for our sector because then we can pull them out of the shelter system and reduce the amount of risk that they experience. So it's a win-win all around.
Advocates say one measure of success will be fewer youth relying on shelters and more in permanent housing. While Tuesday's announcement provided few details about how the city will achieve its goal, more measures are expected to be released in the coming months with money set aside in the 2026 municipal budget.
As well, we're already seeing amazing response from our diversion work. We're seeing well over 50% of people who are coming being diverted out of shelter. So we know that this works.
The mayor's pledge doesn't include a funding ask, but advocates say real progress will require serious commitments from the province and federal government.
It's going to take coordination, a laser focus on prevention, and a relentless pursuit of permanent housing solutions.
We're expecting to learn more about the new measures and funding set aside for ending youth homelessness when the city tables its 2026 draft budget in November. Patricia?
All right, CTV's Caitlin Wilson live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, developing news from Parliament Hill tonight, we're learning exactly when the Liberal government will table its budget.
We're going to present a great budget in this House on the 4th of November, Mr. Speaker. This is going to be a generational investment in our future. We're going to build this country, Mr. Speaker. We're going to protect our communities. We're going to empower Canadians. We're going to build the strongest economy in the G7.
Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne making the announcement in the House of Commons this afternoon. The budget will be the first under Prime Minister Mark Carney and comes as the government looks to protect the economy amid the trade war. Here's what the opposition leader had to say about the upcoming budget.
Mark Carney, with his rampant, unbudgeted deficit spending that drives up food and housing costs, is breaking his promise and doing another Liberal bait and switch. Conservatives are demanding the government reverse this reckless Liberal spending.
Many financial experts are predicting the federal deficit to increase substantially in the fall budget. Other major political news tonight, longtime Liberal Minister Chrystia Freeland is resigning from Cabinet again. She's leaving Mark Carney's inner circle to serve as Canada's new special representative to help with the reconstruction of Ukraine. CTV's Mike LeCouture has the details.
Chrystia Freeland isn't stepping down as an MP yet, saying in a statement she won't run in the next election. A source familiar with the appointment says Freeland will work directly with the Prime Minister on the rebuilding of Ukraine.
Chrystia Freeland left her final cabinet meeting accompanied by Prime Minister Mark Carney, signaling an amicable departure. Details of her new job only came in a statement from Carney saying, "I have asked Chrystia to serve as Canada's new special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine." A source speaking on background says Freeland will work with Ukrainian leaders to rebuild its economy, an effort she championed under the Trudeau government as well.
The work that Chrystia will lead on Ukraine will be deeply impactful, not just for the war, but for Canada's national security.
Freeland has been a member of Parliament for 12 years, serving under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, handling key portfolios like international trade and foreign affairs. She also led the negotiation for the Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement.
She's had literally every tough assignment there is in government, and she's done it, with extraordinary flair, and she's done a great job.
In 2020, Freeland became Canada's first ever female finance minister. 4 years later, she resigned from Trudeau's cabinet with a blistering letter criticizing the Prime Minister and costly political gimmicks, a move that led to Trudeau's own resignation less than a month later. Freeland ran for the Liberal leadership, but came in a distant second to Mark Carney. In a statement, she thanked her constituents and praised the current Prime Minister, saying Mark Carney is a unifier in a time of crisis, and I have absolute confidence in his ability to lead us through it. Ontario's Premier also praised her time in politics.
She's always a friend. I talk to her almost daily, bi-daily, and she's a good person, and she'll do a great job over in Ukraine, and I support her all the way.
Late this afternoon, we learned who will fill the void in Cabinet. The minister in charge of Canada-US trade, Dominic LeBlanc, will now take over on internal trade. And the transport file will be handled by Government House Leader Steve McKinnon. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Still ahead.
ahead, a new campaign and an ambitious goal from the University of Ottawa Heart Institute, screening 1 million Canadians for heart disease. That story coming up. Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Just another spectacular evening in Ottawa after a beautiful day. 25 degrees out there right now. September has just been gorgeous so far as we near the end of the summer. Officially, we get our first full look at the forecast. Jackie is out at the first indoor paddle club in Ottawa, out in Gloucester. Jackie.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. I thought we'd get a sneak preview of where we could be hanging out once the summer is over. We'll get to this in just a bit. But first, yeah, you said it yourself. Wonderful conditions for today. Another summer-like day. Lots of sunshine. Right now, 23 to 25 degrees really throughout eastern Ontario with a little bit of humidity. And here's the good news. These temperatures, they will linger not just into the evening, but into Wednesday as well. As we take a closer look at once the sun sets, it's going to be clear skies, but later this evening, there could be a little bit of fog patches developing just as we dip below to single digits for overnight lows. And then tomorrow, we are getting more sunshine. By noon, we're going to hit 21 degrees and get to at least a daytime high of 26, 27 degrees. Now, the last week of summer may be giving us plenty of sunshine and dry conditions, but we could see some light rain showers moving through before the weekend. We will have those details and much more in just a little bit. We'll take it back to you in studio, Patricia.
Well, 1 year after an Ottawa teenager was fatally shot in Centretown, police are appealing for information in connection with the homicide. Quentin Dorsonville was shot after leaving a concert at the Bronson Centre on the night of September 15th, 2024. Investigators do not believe he was the intended target. No arrests have been made in the case. Police are now looking to speak with this woman, saying she may have information relevant to the investigation. She was wearing blue jeans, a pink top, and a silver choker-style necklace at the time of the shooting. Police have now deemed the death of a man at a Westboro apartment building as not suspicious. The man's body was found in the lobby of a parking garage at a building on Scott Street Sunday morning. Investigators initially believed the death was suspicious, but today said that is no longer the case. Well, 2 men are facing charges after a drug bust in Hull. Officers searched 2 trailers and a Ford F-150 parked near the former Robert Gertin Arena last Thursday after receiving tips from the public. Police seized cocaine, crack, and more than 500 methamphetamine tablets. Officers also found weapons, including brass knuckles, an air pistol, and 2 bows. Well, not the news consumers wanted to hear. Inflation did tick up slightly last month. The inflation rate increasing to 1.9% in August, up from 1.7% in July. The price of gas was down, and so were shelter costs, but the same cannot be said for food prices. Some sticker shock at the grocery store, particularly when it comes to meat prices, which were up 7.2% in August. Beef, ham, and bacon prices up more than 11% year over year, while processed meats, pork, and chicken were all up between 4 and 5%. The Bank of Canada will announce its latest interest rate decision tomorrow. Well, Barbra Streisand calls him one of the finest actors ever. Jane Fonda is mourning the death of her beautiful friend, and fans everywhere are thinking tonight about their favorite Robert Redford movies and moments. The Oscar-winning director and actor who appeared in more than 50 Hollywood films died today at the age of 89. CTV's Andrea Case reports.
There are movie stars, and then there was Charles Robert Redford Jr. Born in Santa Monica, California in 1936, his acting career began on television in 1959. He moved on to Broadway, and then came the movies. His good looks cemented his leading man status. But Redford was more than just a pretty face and turned down acting roles which he thought would stereotype him.
Well, that ought to do it. Use enough dynamite there, Butch?
Robert Redford was someone who I think wasn't always given credit for his enormous talent as an actor simply because he was too good looking. He had the Brad Pitt syndrome. The people, I think, for a while just refused to take him as seriously as he deserved to be taken as an actor. But then you look at those films and you place them back to back to back. You see how different they all are, and you see that the common link is Robert Redford.
Marvin, what do we do now?
He made his directorial debut with the family drama Ordinary People in 1980. It garnered him his first Academy Award. Redford stood for many issues, his star power attracting attention to causes which included political activism, the environment, Native American and Indigenous peoples' rights, and LGBTQ rights. In 1981, he created the Sundance Institute, named after his Sundance character, and in 1985, the Sundance Film Festival was born, taking place where he lived in Utah in the middle of winter.
Our job and our role is to create a space and a platform to bring new voices and new ways of seeing the world using independent film.
Redford was married twice and had 4 children and 7 grandchildren. He died in his sleep this morning at home in Utah, surrounded by those he loved. Robert Redford was 89.
Out of Africa, my favorite, I think. We do have extended coverage of the life, career, and legacy of Robert Redford. There are more stories online at ctvnewsottawa.ca.
With this, we know that we are giving the very best possible care to our patients and community. Thank you all.
Well, just ahead, an ambitious goal to prevent heart disease in Canada. We'll have more on how the University of Ottawa Heart Institute plans to screen 1 million people for heart disease. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. It's the fastest growing game in Ottawa, and it has an indoor home. This is Padel and Friends, and it is tennis meets squash. And here's the thing, it is played with doubles, and unlike tennis, players can also use the walls. We will have more on this and a look at your long-term forecast after the break. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, looking towards Lansdowne, where it will be a busy weekend for sports fans. Currently, temperature is 25 degrees.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Canada.
Stittsville, bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans. Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Well, our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. The University of Ottawa Heart Institute announcing an ambitious plan today to help prevent and treat heart disease here in Ottawa and right across Canada. CTV's Dave Charbonneau has the details.
With this, we know that we are giving the very best possible care to our patients and community.
Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death in Canada. That's why prevention is key. And now, a new plan launched at the University of Ottawa Heart Institute. The goal is to screen 1 million people for heart disease.
It's called Your Heart, Your Institute, and Our Future Together because it's about people's heart health and trying our commitment to you and your heart health. It's about the Institute being the People's Institute, and it's about working together for the future.
The plan also includes expanding telecardiac care and the Canadian Women's Heart Health Centre.
It's a bold forward look at some of the things that we want to focus on over the next 5 years.
Leslie's doing his blood pressure.
Mobile units are a key part of the strategy, bringing heart screening to community centres and public venues to reduce barriers.
Currently we have a mobile unit that does valve screening. So we go out to community centres, sometimes public sites like malls.
But to reach 1 million, they'll need to up the intensity, adding more tests, more sites, and more staff.
The screening we would do with 1 million hearts is a little bit more intensive, but we plan to use that same model to go out into the community and do screening at those sites.
The Heart Institute says much of heart disease development happens silently over years, so this data will be crucial to identifying risk early enough to act.
We know that people who have heart disease, often it goes undetected for a very, very, very long time, often decades. So we need information about those risk factors in order
order to make earlier decisions. And that's going to help us, intervene and prevent, hopefully, heart disease from ever developing. But to do that, we need to have that information. We need to collect that data. And right now, we just don't.
The hard work has just begun.
The University of Ottawa Heart Institute handles more than 240,000 patient visits annually. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Well, the beautiful warm weather is sticking around for the final full week of summer. Some taking advantage of the sunshine by going for a hike in Gatineau Park this afternoon. Some of the leaves are just starting to change color, but most are still pretty green. No hike for me today, but I'll tell you, Jackie, I sat outside for a little bit at lunch and thought just this day on repeat over and over would be perfect.
Yeah, all that's missing, I need that sunscreen. And I'm surprised I'm having sunscreen this late in this season, but I will take it because I'm loving the sunshine and the dry conditions as well. Taking a look at what our conditions are right now, 24 degrees. We did see a daytime high of 25 degrees, and a reminder, the sun now setting at 7:11. So as much as it feels like summer, the days are definitely getting shorter. As we look towards tonight's lows, you've got overnight lows about 9 degrees with some fog patches developing as well. No winds, it's pretty calm there, but tomorrow we're getting to a daytime high of 25 degrees. We're going to have another day of wonderful weather here in Eastern Ontario with a mix of sun and cloud. As we look towards the rest of the region right now, temperatures sitting at the single digits, around 8-9 degrees. Bancroft slightly cooler at 6 for the overnight lows. Kingston and Trenton at 10 degrees, but Montreal still keeping slightly warm though, 13 degrees for the overnight low. As we look towards our highs, we're averaging about 26, 27 degrees, and with the humidity, it's going to feel closer to about 28, 29. So really enjoying the last few days of summer. As we look towards across the country now, Halifax 22 with a mix in sun and cloud. It's a little bit cooler as we look towards the northern parts of the Atlantic, but you could really see the warm air moving through the Midwest, and it's really taking over Ontario and parts of Quebec. So Thunder Bay 27 is what the temperature is right now, 24 in Windsor, and things have started to cool off, though we're still in the 20s for the prairies, averaging about 23, 24 degrees in Edmonton, as well as Calgary and Vancouver. The sun is shining with a daytime high of about 21 degrees. Now, as we look towards our 7-day forecast, brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. As we take a look, 27 is going to be one of our warmest days for the week. And then Thursday, we'll stay up 26, but in terms of conditions, we may see a little bit of rain moving through. But it's going to be very light, very brief, and it might even miss Ottawa, though the Seaway as well as parts of the valley could see a little bit of light rain. Friday, things are going to start to cool off, 20 degrees, and then Red Black Saturday, that's going to be our coolest day, moving into the weekend of 19 degrees. And again, we are still enjoying some warm temperatures. They're going to carry on, so take advantage of that sunshine. We'll have more on the Padel and Friends. This is where we're at today, hanging out, one of the fastest growing sports here in Ottawa. Those details in a bit.
It's a second state visit. It's spectacular. It's a shame, really, they're not having a carriage ride through Windsor.
Well, it's being described as one of the largest security operations in recent memory. After the break, we'll share more on President Donald Trump's second UK state visit.
Tonight, unpacking the inflation hit on Canadian wallets.
We live in a senior building. Some of the people in the building are struggling.
Which household items on your shopping list are costing more, and what tomorrow's rate decision could reveal. Later on CTV National News.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Well, Donald Trump is in the UK tonight for an unprecedented second state visit. The two-day trip will mix trade deals and royal pageantry, but also some criticism. The U.S. president was met with a huge photo of himself and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein on the lawn outside Windsor Castle, where he is spending the night. CTV's Joy Melvin is in London, where Trump's visit also comes with massive security.
It's a striking show of force. In Windsor, police on the streets on horseback patrolling the River Thames. And there will be a no-fly zone. Police are concerned someone might try to fly a drone over the castle walls. After the targeted assassination of Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, as well as the attempts on Trump's life, no one is taking any chances. All of the events will be kept inside for security reasons and hidden from the public. Those hoping for a glimpse of the U.S. president in Windsor will be disappointed. Donald Trump and the First Lady arriving here by helicopter. That's how tight security is.
This is the second state visit. You know, it's spectacular. It's a shame, really, they're not having a carriage ride through Windsor.
The Stars and Stripes along with the Union Jack may be on display, but not everyone is rolling out the welcome mat.
Oh, this man is endangering human life on this planet. He's got to be told that, and I can't go to America, so he's kindly come here.
Trump will avoid the demonstrations and protests against his visit from the Stop Trump Coalition and others, angry over what they call the president's divisive politics. Trump and the First Lady will be treated to a grand display of royal pageantry, hoping this so-called soft power of the royals will appeal to the unpredictable president. In the face of Trump's annexation threats, it was King Charles who went to Canada to show solidarity.
As the anthem reminds us, the true north is indeed strong and free.
That intervention by the king seems to have worked, though Canadians aren't over it yet.
I'm from Canada, so at the moment we feel a little bit misunderstood by him, so I'm not sure that we're excited about Donald Trump.
This visit will be a royal charm offensive with all the pomp and ceremony, from a military fly past, a gun salute, and a lavish state banquet, all designed to dazzle the U.S. president in hopes of signing some crucial business deals. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Windsor.
Well, now some other stories you need to know right now. Several more beer store locations are set to shut down, including 3 here in our region. CTV's Stephen Keys joins us now with the details on this and other stories. Steph?
Patricia, many are wondering if there will be any beer stores left in the province, with more closures announced every few weeks. Included in this latest round are 7 across the province, including the one on Brookdale Avenue in Cornwall, the one on Main Street in Alexandra, and the one on King Street East in Gananoque. They will all close their doors November 16th. The company says the retail market is changing with the expansion of alcohol sales into grocery and convenience stores. As part of its agreement with the province, the beer store must keep at least 300 locations open until the end of the year. But next year, there are no limits on how many stores it can close. A warning to drivers about an upcoming closure on Highway 416 in the Spencerville area for construction. The northbound lanes will be closed from Spencerville to Oxford Station starting this Sunday, September 21st at 10 p.m. The closure is expected to last 4 days. The lanes are scheduled to reopen next Thursday at 6 a.m.
We are thrilled to bring you today a check for $1.2 million.
The CHEO Foundation is celebrating a massive donation to the Children's Hospital. RBC unveiling a $1.2 million check at yesterday's CHEO Charity Classic. The money will go towards CHEO's new integrated treatment center, which will provide coordinated care to children and youth living with complex medical, developmental, and mental health needs, all under one roof. Yesterday's charity golf tournament also raised an additional $300,000 for CHEO.
Got him. Fastball at 96 for strike 3 called.
An incredible debut for Jays pitcher Trey Yasavage. The 22-year-old setting a club record last night, striking out 9 batters over 5 innings, leading to the Jays to a win over the Tampa Bay Rays. His family in the crowd cheering him on, his dad even getting emotional. The Jays are back in Tampa tonight, hoping to continue their winning streak. Residents of Chelsea officially have a new nickname. They will now be known as Chelseans as part of the town's 150th anniversary. Officials asked residents for suggestions for a distinctive name. The choice was unveiled at a special council meeting last night. Other options being considered were Chesois, Chelski, and Chesequois. The municipality says Chelseans is well pronounced in both languages and is gender neutral. Patricia, so Chelseans or Chelseans, I'm assuming?
Right, yeah, so that makes sense. That seems like a good choice.
Yeah, I'd like it.
And everyone would like to be a Chelsean in the coming days when the leaves start to change in that area. One of the most beautiful spots in probably the country.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Fall Rhapsody, bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to go back to Jackie, not to talk about fall, because we know that's not happening for a bit, but to talk about what's happening there behind you. That's a great spot.
Yeah, it's so fun seeing everyone come in and enjoy this sport, paddle. And I want to bring in Jorge Villa here. There's a women's clinic going on behind us right now, and it seems to be busy every single night here.
Yeah, it's getting busy, or busier. We have a great community of paddle, and it's growing. Luckily, we had some that were coming out of the woodworks. They didn't know they played paddle because they played back home. Right, or some people that traveled to Europe have been playing paddle for a couple of years.
Let's talk about that history, because you said that it's been around since the 60s for Canada, but it has such a well-versed history in Mexico for yourself.
Yeah, so the sport initiated in Mexico in the 60s, and it's not unknown to Canada. It's been around since the 90s. 92, it was when the first 2 paddle courts were built in Calgary, and over the past 4 or 5 years been spilled to this side of the country. So there's like probably about 6 clubs in Montreal, and by the end of the year, Toronto will have maybe close to 10 clubs.
It's fascinating to watch everyone play, because we mentioned it. It's tennis meets squash. Just talk quickly about the rules. We know that it has to be played by doubles. You can hit the walls.
Yeah, so you need 4 people to play paddle. The rules are pretty straightforward. It's as long as your shot lands on that side, then it can hit the glass wall or the fence. If you hit it from your side to the glass or the fence, it's called out, so you lose a point. And the scoring is just like tennis. You're 15 love, 30 love, 40 love.
And it's interesting because I brought my pickleball paddle, and just in comparison, just talk about the type of paddle we have here as well as the ball that's used.
Yeah, so we have this paddle. It's about 38 millimeters thick versus a 16, which is the pickleball. It's made out of composite of foam and carbon. So they have like 12K, 14K, 16K, 18K carbon. That's how many fibers are in between. The weight ranges anywhere between 340 to 365 grams. And the ball itself looks like a tennis ball, is slightly smaller and less pressurized. So tennis is 14 PSI, paddle is 10 PSI.
Very cool. Thank you for this background. And very quickly, if we are interested in trying it out, where can we go? Are there clinics?
Yeah, absolutely. You can visit padelandfriends.com. At our website, you can look at all the programs that we have. Like I said, we have a ladies clinic that happens every Tuesday. We have kids programs, teen programs, adult beginners as well.
All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, we're going to take it back to you in studio, Patricia, and we're going to hit the courts and have some fun.
Used to love squash, never really mastered tennis. I want to try this. It looks like a blast, so let me know, Jackie.
And 50% of the GDP comes through Toronto, and it's costing us $58 billion of lost productivity. I think it's pretty natural.
Well, coming up, provincial leaders head to the Niagara region to talk politics and compete in the international plowing match.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
Dream big with Move 100. Now, dream $20,000 bigger. Starting next week, listen for your chance to win $20,000. Dream big, win bigger with Ottawa's Move 100.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, it's an annual tradition that brings Queen's Park to rural Ontario. The International Plowing Match getting underway today in the Niagara region. It's a fun event, but as CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris reports, leaders are also plowing into plenty of politics.
The Premier at the controls trying to plow a straighter furrow than his political rivals.
Felt great. You just have a real respect for what the farmers do.
It's an annual tradition. MPPs ditch the suits and head out of the city to reconnect with rural voters at the International Plowing Match.
Thank you.
This was the first time Doug Ford has spoken publicly about the Prime Minister leaving development of the Ring of Fire off a list of nation-building projects to accelerate.
It's all right. I talked to him. It's going to be on the next tranche.
Ford expects something around Grey Cup time. That's mid-November. The Premier also confident Mark Carney will back his pet project, a tunnel under Highway 401.
Considering it's the busiest highway in North America and 50% of the GDP comes through Toronto, and it's costing us $58 billion of lost productivity, I think it's pretty national.
The opposition thinks it shows priorities that are out of whack with what people need.
When you start to clutter the list with what I would consider vanity projects like that, then you're not doing anybody any favors.
The Liberal presence at the plowing match was muted. Outgoing leader Bonnie Crombie sat this one out.
She just went through probably one of the most difficult times you can go through as a political leader. She needs some time.
Liberal MPPs who ran against Crombie not sure if they'll take another shot at leading the party.
I am thinking and trying to decide what I want to do.
And Adel's over here too. Adel, are you thinking about going again?
Too early to say.
This field trip for MPPs is the first time they've been together in these numbers since the House let out in June. They won't be back at Queen's Park until October 20th. Frustrating for opposition MPPs who'd like to be back in the legislature, poking holes in the Ford government record.
We should be passing legislation right now to legalize housing in this province.
Expect a continued focus this fall on a redrawing of school boards, the possible end of trustees. The Minister of Education defends going after small expenses filed by trustees operating in a $31 billion budget.
How do you go to a parent in a school who's being asked to give money and say, don't worry, it's only $1.22? And that is the exact reason why we're taking steps to get the system under control.
The new model for school boards will be announced before the end of the year. Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
We interviewed 20 emergency physicians across Ontario.
Well, just ahead, concerns about how a shortage of family doctors is impacting how and when Canadians are diagnosed with cancer.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl. Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
With a shortage of family doctors, it's becoming increasingly common for patients to get diagnosed with cancer in hospital emergency rooms. But as CTV's health reporter Pauline Chan tells us, when that does happen, getting referrals and treatment can be more difficult.
Emergency departments are unique. We often provide episodic care, so we only see a patient once and we don't have ways to follow up with patients, make sure that referrals that were sent actually happen.
A recent study by Dr. Kirat Gurwal shows an increasing number of cancer patients are actually being diagnosed during a visit to the emergency room, pointing to the lack of access to family physicians.
We interviewed 20 emergency physicians across Ontario.
The problems range from the environment.
Emergency departments are routinely overcrowded. Patients who have suspected cancer diagnoses are often seen in waiting rooms and hallways, and having these discussions can be difficult for both patients and providers.
To the follow-up, as biopsies are usually required for a cancer confirmation and any referral to an oncologist.
The challenge with the emergency providers is they don't have that continuity with the patient. So they can make the referral, but oftentimes we'll get referral rejections, which is one of the things that came up in the study.
Gurwal is calling for more standardization of access to screening and care. She points to programs that already screen for breast or lung cancer.
And if you have a patient with suspected lung cancer in the emergency department, you can be fairly confident that they will reliably be followed up in a timely fashion.
We know that screening guidelines are the age is getting younger and younger. And in some of the young adult patients that I care for, we're often reminding them that the goal is to get screening when you feel well.
And Dr. Alicia Kazam says some screening can even be done by self-referral. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
They still can't believe it.
and it's really awesome.
Move 100's Dream Big contest is on right now.
Well, coming up, we meet the winner of Move's Dream Big National Contest, who happens to be from right here in Ottawa. Jackie.
Thanks, Patricia. Well, we are hanging out here at Padel and Friends, getting a little taste of what it's like to play paddle. Lots of fun so far. It's very similar to squash and tennis, is what everyone was saying. We will get to our sky cam, though. Here's a live look at Kaweki Point, where the sun is slowly coming down, so the days are getting shorter. Current temperature sitting at 24 degrees.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tania Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Tomorrow on CTV, your morning Ottawa respiratory virus season is just about here. We're paging Dr. Paul to find out how to keep yourself and your loved ones healthy this fall and winter. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa starting at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Well, here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Celebrity Weakest Link, the season finale to The Amazing Race Canada. That'll be good. High potential. And here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
We don't know what to do. We are like, where are we going to have another house? Where are we going to live tomorrow?
Well, 16 people have been displaced following an early morning fire at an apartment complex in Vanier.
We're going to see whether or not there's a reduction in youth who are needing shelter. So it's kind of a 1+1 strategy for us. We know that if we see less people needing to access our shelter, then our solutions are working.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe is pledging to end youth homelessness in Ottawa by 2030.
She's had literally every tough assignment there is in government, and she's done it, with extraordinary flair.
And Chrystia Freeland resigns from the Liberal cabinet again, announcing she is stepping down and will not run in the next election. She will serve as Canada's new special representative for the reconstruction of Ukraine. Oh, final check of the weather. I don't know if Jackie's finished her game out there. Yeah, okay, taking a little break. Looked great, and the weather looks great too.
Yeah, the weather's going to look fantastic for at least another day, Patricia. We're getting more sunshine and blue skies right from the get-go. Waking up as you head out the door at 7 a.m., 10 degrees to start the day. You still want those layers of jackets, but you will be peeling that off later in the afternoon because we're getting to a daytime high of 27 degrees. And then Thursday, yeah, there's a slight chance that we could see some showers, but we're still getting to a daytime high of 26. And then as we get to Friday, even into our Saturday, that's when we'll get back to seasonal conditions of 19, 20 degrees. But then the overnight low for our Saturday, 4 degrees, and then getting into our Sunday also maintaining. So our fall conditions for the overnight lows is really going to be much cooler, but the daytime highs are still feeling very much like summer. And that is it from us here at Padel and Friends. Patricia and Stefan, I'm going to take this. Really enjoyed my first lesson here. There are 3 courts here. I'm told $95 to book a court, as well as about $8 if you don't have a paddle to rent for the court session. So we're going to play a little bit, but we'll take it back to you in studio for now. Have a good night.
Good stuff. I'm going to get Steph to book a court then.
Okay.
You need a few bucks to do it, but it looks like a blast.
You'll pay me back. It's all good.
We want to check in to see what our team is working on for 11:30 tonight. Steph is on the desk for that.
Thank you, Patricia. Tonight we have details of a study looking at the association between lunches and productivity, and it finds most of us skip lunch for the sake of work. In fact, once a survey was fully collected and digested, researchers discovered 61% of Canadians skip their lunch in the name of being productive. But this new study suggests that solution doesn't work well. We'll unpack the results tonight at 11:30. Until then, get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Patricia.
You don't want to be hangry.
No, you don't.
No. All right. Finally, for us tonight, this is an awesome moment. Ottawa's Move 100 celebrating the first winner of the Dream Big National Contest.
Donato Del Castillo, congratulations, $20,000.
Thank you. Can't believe it.
Well, let's move 100. Sophie and Jeff awarding $20,000 to Ottawa's Don Del Castillo today. Every week, move stations across the country are giving away $20,000 to a lucky listener. Only one winner in Canada is selected every week, and the first one just happened to be from Ottawa. Del Castillo says he is thrilled with the big win.
I still can't believe it. And it's really awesome, and really it's a blessing.
Congratulations.
He says he's going to use some of the money to travel, do some charity work, and put some of his winnings toward his son's education, which is great. Good goals. You can listen weekdays for your Dream Big keywords every 2 hours, starting from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Move 100 for your chance to win. Play some paddle with the $20,000. Yeah,
Just a little bit of paddle for sure. That'd cover the court.
That's
fees.
great. Nothing like a big check, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still waiting for mine.
Yeah. One day.
One day.
That is our show. I hope you can get out and enjoy a little bit of this weather over the next couple of days. Such a glorious last week of summer. We're all loving it.
Yes, for sure.